It's raining anyway, so there's that. But picking up the new home for the 5.3. It's a grateful owner. Or ex-owner, I guess. Yeah. It'll be fun moving it with this bent wheel here. Not bent, but missing control arm, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, good time. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll, yeah. What is going on, guys? It has been a few weeks. Last time you saw us, we had just moved into this garage. Now we have the car for this garage. The whole reason why we got the garage. So I'm really excited, I'm really stoked, and by the title of this video you already know what the car is or have a pretty good idea of what the car is. So let's just dive right into it. So for those of you who don't know or if you're unfamiliar, this is the car that the 5.3 will be going into. Of course, we still need to get the front accessory drive. That'll come once it's actually in the car. It will be doing a F-body front accessory drive setup. That's the best thing to use for cars because it's designed for a car. They're slim and they're not oversized like the truck accessory drives are. So that's what we'll be doing for the front accessory drive on the engine. Now, like I said, since we will be building this car, I'm turning the screen around. Since this car will be getting built for dual duty, both being a fun street car and a purpose drift car, we are gonna follow the path of more of a race car just to make building this easier for us. So we won't have to worry about extraneous systems and subsystems, so on and so forth. So let's just go over the car. So as you can tell, it's in pieces, for lack of a better term. The guy got this from, he's a good friend of mine, somebody skated with the skate park. And he had the car for a while, he bought it, he was driving it, and it developed low compression on more than 2 cylinders. I haven't done my own compression tests, mainly because I don't care, because I'm ripping this engine out and it's going to another friend of mine who has AIS who wants to rebuild it, turbo it, to throw in his. So I wasn't too concerned about the old power plant, but it was cool that it came with the car. So we're gonna be ripping that out pretty soon here. He owned this car and it was going to get, or it was being parted out before I picked it up. Probably can't see me that way. So that's why it's missing the front end, basically. The hood, fenders, bumper. The light is actually in the trunk still. And the upper control arms in the rear got parted out. And that made this very, very difficult to get the car here. To get the car on the trailer and then to get the car here. Having no upper control arms in the rear like that. So I meant to record it. I totally meant to record the whole process of going over there, picking up the car, putting it on the trailer, driving it here, unloading it, getting in the garage. 2 issues. 1, I forgot the camera. 2, it rained a lot and it was on and off raining, so I wouldn't be able to film that much anyway. So there's that. One of the bigger issues, he parted out the rear driver's side door, so it's gonna need a rear door. That's not really that big of an issue for me, honestly. That's, you know, a trip to pick apart, you can say. What about the car? Like I said, he was parting it out, so a couple of things got parted out. The only thing I'm really worried about that got parted out is, for some reason, whoever bought this, the PCM connectors, the PCM box, and the PCM connectors, somebody decided they needed those and they cut them off. So that's the only big oof part, but we'll be able to make it work since the fuse box is still there and we can just splice in. We'll find out what we need. There's a really good write-up for the swap that has the colored wires that we need, so we'll make it work. It'll be a bit of a headache, it'll be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we're gonna make it work, because that's what we do here. We make it work. So here's the rest of the car. The interior panels, they're all back here in the back seat. You can see this was a leather interior car. Door panels are off. Everything's all back here. All the door panels are right here. So I can like take all these out, and they're actually still in really good condition too. As you can see, the door panels are still in really good condition. They've just been removed in case somebody wanted to buy them when he was parking this thing out. Little spider on there. Alright, so it looks like I'm missing one door panel. I thought they were all in here, but I've got 3 out of the 4. Oh yeah, that's right, because I'm missing one door, so that makes sense. Actually, oh, so it looks like we sold the passenger door panel. We got the driver's side door panel and both the rear door panels, but we don't have the passenger door panel. We'll have to source that. We got mirrors right here. So like I said, most of the car is actually in the car, it's just not on the car. So we're gonna be running through all of this, pulling all of this out, cleaning up everything. First big order of business is to get this engine out, the 2J out, and to get the suspension back where it needs to be. So we're gonna get these upper arms replaced. Been doing some research. We can use GS400 aluminum arms for stronger and better and cheaper. So we'll be doing that. So it's really hot in this garage. I gotta get a fan installed in here. But I wanted to show you guys what's going on. The 500 horsepower budget build is alive. It's kicking, it's moving forward. We have a car finally, so we're gonna be moving on with the build, taking you guys along for that process. I'm excited to finally be able to do some more work, more regular work. I'm excited to finally build a car of my own for a while. It's been a while, so this will be really fun to just be able to take my time and really do it how I have it in my head. And I have some really cool ideas. We're gonna go over that some more. So the trunk's missing, that got parted out. We'll put a carbon fiber trunk back here. We'll put a carbon fiber hood up front. We'll put wide body carbon fiber fenders on the front. We'll put wide body carbon fenders in the rear. We're gonna make the fenders out of carbon fiber ourselves. That's gonna be one of the videos, making rear carbon fiber fenders. Might be a little interesting with this car because the door cuts so far into the rear fender, but we're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be cool. Interior wise, we'll be doing aftermarket seats. We'll keep the stock dash. I got no problem with the stock dash. It's a really nice dash actually, so we're gonna keep the stock dash. And we'll do aftermarket seats, probably S2K seats or 300ZX seats if I can find them. Those have always been my favorite JDM seats. If not, then I'll find a really good aftermarket alternative. Again with the back. So carpet's been ripped up, but that's fine. There's the AC condenser right there. It's gonna be mostly a race car anyway, but we're gonna go through, vacuum everything out, clean everything out, and just get this thing back on the road. So it'll be a fun build. It's full build, complete build. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the process. So I came back inside because it's really, really hot in that garage right now. It's been super hot in Texas lately. For those of you who don't know where I am or don't know that it's really hot, it's been really hot. So I didn't want to stay in that garage without doing any actual work any longer than I had to. Anyway, so that's the car. It's a 2001 Lexus IS300. They come from the factory with a naturally aspirated 2JZ GE. And those engines are just as good as the GTEs. They actually have a better flowing head because it's a VVTi GE, and normally for the big high horsepower builds they'll actually take the VVTi head and put it on the GTE block so they can have higher revs and make more power up top with better flowing head. So it's a really good engine still, just needs to get refreshed and then slap some turbos on there and call it a day. So that's an option for that engine as well. But the LS is going in. It's a pretty straightforward swap from my research, and it should be a really fun car to drive once it's done. So the fact that a lot of the body panels and a lot of the interior panels are still really clean, even though they've been removed, they're still super clean. So that's a good note. That'll mean it'll go back together and look really good once it goes back together. And I could find some two-tone seats, some leather and suede or leather Alcantara type style seats. That way it flows with the interior panels a lot better than just say like a complete leather or a complete cotton or a complete suede seat would. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in terms of the 2 front seats up front. Of course we're going to have a custom wheel, and I would like to do wide body. I think wide body ISs look sick. And I definitely want to make a lot of carbon fiber goodies for this car, so we're going to take our time and make some carbon fiber parts, take you guys along the ride for the carbon fiber manufacturing process, because I know you guys like seeing that stuff and I really want to do more of that and this is a perfect platform to do so. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be doing a lot of carbon fiber stuff with this as time progresses. So in the next video, you can expect a complete teardown. We're gonna remove the wheels, inspect all the suspension components, front and rear, the brakes as well. We're gonna take a look at that, see what's going on there, and we're also gonna go ahead and pull the engine. I need to get an engine hoist because Ben's got stolen, and my other friend's is already being hoarded out. So I either need to buy an engine hoist for myself, or I need to find somebody else that has one that I can borrow for a day so we can rip out the 2J and get to the engine bay prep and walk you guys through that process, bring you guys along for that process. And then once the engine bay is prepped, we get the mount swap kit, we can drop the engine in, and then once it's in, we can get everything else buttoned up. Drive shaft, so we're gonna need drive shaft, we're gonna need mounts, engine and tranny mounts. We're gonna need, there is a wiring harness that I can buy that's basically not necessarily plug and play, but it's pretty straightforward. And it makes it plug and play once everything's said and done. And other than that, the only thing we actually need to make this thing run, honestly, really is just a swap kit, just the mounts so the engine can sit, and the trans mounts. Oh, and we need to get a transmission. So I'm going to be in the market for a CD09, CD08, or a TPT6. Most of the swap kits I've found use TPT6. Obviously, that's the ideal route to go, but those transmissions are a lot of money. So I'm still on the fence about which transmission to use, whichever one I can get the better deal, and we're gonna go from there. So anyway, thanks so much for checking this video out. We do appreciate it. Remember to drop this a like. I hope you guys are excited about this build, about the continuation of this build, as I am, because it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad it's finally happening. And we're gonna do it right, and it's gonna be a ton of fun. So like this video, leave us a comment down below, and we're gonna see you guys next week with the teardown. Thanks. Remember to go out there, do something awesome. Peace.